PI Cackett was just 4 years old when he died from a tumour on his spine. Despite numerous visits to Colchester Hospital, it took 7 months for the little boy to be diagnosed correctly.
Now it's emerged that the hospital may have put other patients' lives at risk after falsifying data relating to waiting times. Mackenzie is not one of the 22 patients mentioned in a report from the Care Quality Commission, but his mother, Danielle, wants a full investigation into the treatment of her son, the treatment that he received. And let's speak to her from her home in Essex now. Very good morning to you, Danielle. Thanks for talking to us. Just tell us a little bit about Mackenzie and when you realised that something was really seriously wrong with him.
He started to become ill in August 2010, and he was violently vomiting and complaining of a sore head. We took him numerous times to the GPs initially, and then eventually rushed him into A&E in the September at Colchester, and then it just started with a whole series of failures really from them.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what was happening to him. So he was complaining about what, headaches or what sort of thing? And he was being sick, was he?
Yeah, he would just sort of be playing quite happily and then he would stop and sort of say, "Oh, ouch, my head hurts," and he'd point to the back of his head on numerous occasions, and I pointed this out to the doctors as well. One of the GPs actually mentioned that a 2-year-old wouldn't know what a headache was, which I thought was a bit strange. And then, he would sort of be sick probably every sort of 2 or 3 days, and it was quite violent, projectile vomiting. And then he'd go into a deep sleep sometimes afterwards as well, and it was very distressing.
And as his mum, you must have been very concerned, were you?
Yeah, really concerned. We knew that there was something wrong with him, we just didn't know what it was, and obviously when you go to the GPs and you're told it's an acid reflux, or it could be a dairy allergy or something else, you hold on to that and you take it away and you think, okay, maybe we're overreacting, thinking that there's something seriously wrong with him, but we knew that there was something wrong, definitely.
And when they did finally diagnose him, which I know took some months, what did they find was actually wrong?
They found an ependymoma brain tumour to the back of his head, so where he'd been indicating that his head was hurting, and it was the size of a small tangerine by that point. That was in the February 2011 that they finally diagnosed him. And then we were rushed to Addenbrooke's straight away for him to have an operation.
And I know, as you said, that you've been to the GP many times. You've been to A&E. A spokesman for the hospital, the Colchester University Hospital, I know has expressed their sympathy and everything. They're also saying, the medical director, that there has been arranged an external review of the care and treatment provided for Mackenzie. Is that, do you think, what you would like to see happen?
It's a start. I mean, we were contacted a few months ago to say, would we like this external investigation to go on? And obviously, yes, we would. But we do also have solicitors now, Slater and Gordon, who are taking the case on. They're going to get Mackenzie's full notes from them. And we'll go from there. We'll see what happens with the investigation. I do believe they've now found someone that's suitable to carry it out. And we're just going to wait to hear from them.
And has anybody talked to you about what might have happened if perhaps they had seen this tumour earlier?
It's a bit difficult because I think for them to admit that the outcome could have been different, obviously, is for them to admit liability. So I think that's something for the solicitor to look into. But obviously, us as parents, we feel that if it had been caught earlier, then the outcome could have been different. And even if it hadn't have been a different outcome, Mackenzie wouldn't have had to suffer the first time with the first tumour and then the second time with the one on his spine. He suffered a lot longer than necessary.
And presumably was in quite a lot of pain as well. I know he said to you at some point that he felt he'd lost his magic powers.
Yeah, he did say that once, and that was with the second tumour. He used to love to sort of run around really fast everywhere. He loved running around, and I remember he was struggling a bit with his walking and sort of walking down curbs and things like that, and he said to me one day, "Oh, Mummy, I've lost my magic powers, my superpowers," and I think he just knew that there was something wrong, but, again, they just didn't listen to us every time we took him in.
OK, Danielle, I really appreciate your time talking to us this morning. Danielle Cackett, Mackenzie's mum.
Thank you.